I'm so motivated. My motivation is putting on Vegas, but I keep exposing Satan. I don't know if I'ma make it, cause I've been patiently waiting for my break to hit these stations. I'm constantly chasing something that is not promised. I ain't showing no love, you whack rappers make me vomit.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Kush, and today I've got you guys some Black Ops 3 beta gameplay. Finally, the beta was released on the Xbox One, but not without issue, because the first night it was released, nobody could get on the beta, mainly because the codes that were given out did not work for most people. You had to like go on the Call of Duty website, well, no, not the Call of Duty website. You had to go on like the Xbox Live website and change your region to like Brazil, and then put in the code and then redeem it to get it to actually work, which was really bad on, I don't know if you blame Xbox Live for that issue or if you blame Treyarch for that issue, but anyways, they ended up getting that fixed eventually the next day or so. And then you get on the beta and then you have this freezing issue, which you'll be in the middle of a game and then all of a sudden the game will just completely freeze, which is just not a good look for Treyarch. And you know, I kind of understand why it's happening, mainly because I think their focus is more on the PlayStation 4, and that is the reason why competitive has moved over to PlayStation 4. And the main reason for that is because Microsoft's contract has run out with Activision, and they ended up getting a new contract with PlayStation, and that is why competitive moved over to PS4. And I think that's why their main focus is the PS4, to make that look the best, because that's where they think that their money is going to be made the most. Because honestly, Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One just isn't exactly what you would expect. I have a friend who plays on PlayStation 4. He came over and played with me on Xbox One, and he said that it's just buttery smooth on the PlayStation 4. And on the Xbox One, myself, coming from a Battlefield background and just playing multiple different games, I can tell the difference between 60 FPS and not 60 FPS. Black Ops 3 is definitely not in 60 frames per second on the Xbox One. There is definite frame rate issues, and there's also server lag and different things, and when you combine those together, you can really tell the difference. I mean, just coming from Battlefield, like when you play Battlefield and they said that it was 60 FPS, it's not. It's 30 frames per second on Battlefield. It's so obvious because the game just feels real clunky, and the movement isn't as fluent, and it just isn't smooth. But on Call of Duty, most Call of Duties, you can tell that the gameplay is very smooth. You can just snap onto people and different things whenever you're shooting at them and stuff like that. And on the Xbox One version of Black Ops 3 on the beta, it just doesn't feel like that. And I know it's a beta. Obviously, there's things they can tweak, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, this beta is pretty much what the core of Black Ops 3 is going to be. The things that they can really tweak at this point are mainly going to be things like guns and maybe maps and servers and different things like that. There's not a ton that they're really going to change from the beta over to the main game, and that's just the way it is. Betas are pretty much the build that comes out right before the actual full game is released. Like, if this was an alpha version, then yeah, there's a lot of things they could change, but this is a beta, so it's not gonna be that much different whenever the full game releases, and people need to understand that, because a lot of people were getting mad at me for bitching and complaining about the game, saying, oh, it's just a beta, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I know what a beta is, I know what an alpha is, I know what pre-alpha is, I know what all this stuff is. Okay, I've been playing video games for so many years, like I understand. But you know, I feel like that Call of Duty or Activision and Treyarch, their main focus is the PlayStation 4, just because they have that exclusive deal with PlayStation, that they're going to make the transition of giving the Xbox the bad side of the game, and then making sure that the PlayStation is on point, because that's what they have to do for competitive, because that's what sells the game. But anyways, you know, Black Ops 3, it's okay. I like it better than Advanced Warfare, I guess, because I just really hated Advanced Warfare. Like, I did not like that game at all. And Black Ops 3 it's alright. It's not like Black Ops 2. I don't know why a lot of people like to say that it's like Black Ops 2. It doesn't really remind me of Black Ops 2 that much at all. To be honest, if we wanna compare Black Ops 3 to anything, it's freaking Titanfall, or what Titanfall should have been. This is what pretty much we wanted Titanfall to be, but it just didn't happen. And you know, that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I just wish Call of Duty would go back to being simple. Like, I don't know why they want to make Call of Duty so intricate and crazy and add all this stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be in the game, whenever the game can just be so simple. That's why Call of Duty 4 was probably the best Call of Duty, and still to this day my favorite Call of Duty next to Black Ops 2. Because Call of Duty 4 was so simple. I mean, you had your guns, you had your maps, you had your game types, and then you had 3 kill streaks. It was so simple. It was so simple, and the game was so fun because of the simplicity of it. I mean, it was just your gun skill versus somebody else's. There wasn't like things flying through the air and bouncing Bettys, or just all sorts of craziness that's in the game now, with a lot of these kill streaks and these specialist abilities and all this other stuff. Like, that stuff wasn't even in the game, or it wasn't around, or it wasn't even thought of at that point, because Call of Duty was more simple. And I feel like that's why CSGO is so big right now, because it's just a simple version of a first-person shooter. I mean, you have your gun, and then you have your maps. Like, there's not even kill streaks in Counter-Strike, and it's one of the top ranking first-person shooters in the world right now. So I don't know. I think Call of Duty needs to just go back to their roots, and they just probably won't do that, because they gotta add all this gimmicky stuff to get the game to sell. Like the spikes that you have, like that I'm using on this class, like it's a gimmick. It doesn't need to be in the game. It doesn't have to be in the game. None of the specialist abilities need to be in the game. Like, it doesn't make the core gameplay any more fun or anything like that. It just adds more annoying things to the game. So I don't know. I think that I'm done with Call of Duty until they finally decide that they want to go back to what their core gameplay was and go back to being more simplistic, but I just don't see that ever happening. So probably won't be picking up this game unless I get a PS4, which I'm not planning on buying. That would be the only console I would get this game on. So anyways, that's my thoughts on the game. That's my thoughts, period. It's more of just a rant video on Call of Duty and how the game has just changed over the years, and how I don't get into it anymore. It's not the same. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you in the next one. It's your boy Kush. I am out. Peace.